Well, hello the internet. I'm very sorry that there wasn't a video on Sunday. I got busy and sidetracked and chaos. Um, Hello, welcome to episode 72 of Minecraft Creative, in which I'm still kind of half asleep. I might be recording this at 9:30 in the morning, but I accidentally slept in longer than I intended, and now my brain is not functioning to describe things. So I started off this video by putting a couple of dogs in outside this ghast temple church thingy that we built however long ago, and then I decided, well, it now needs happy ghasts. Now I attached boats to all of them, which took forever, only for all the boats to get knocked off after about, I don't know, I'm going to take a gamble and say that this probably stayed like this for all of 40 minutes once I had my ghasts going around. I'm sad about that, but it is what it is. I can't fix it now, and I'm not going to bother. I've also had the joys of the chicken escapes again. They keep on escaping their pen. So I've currently, and I don't think it's in this video. I think it might be in the next one. I'm not totally sure. But I've effectively just placed a hell of a lot of boats around the perimeter, in the hopes that way we can work out where they're escaping from and cover it in barrier blocks. Is that the most efficient way to do it? Probably not, but I don't really want to change the design of things, so it's the choice that I have. I just really don't know how they're getting out. What did we then do? Okay, I then named all of my ghasts. I'm trying to actually name things for once, and once again, if you have any ideas for names, do let me know, because I generally don't. That is the way it is with me. Okay, so here I am placing the ghasts kind of roughly in the positions I want them. I think they've drifted off a little bit now, so I probably need to reset them, but I more or less have them floating at different levels so that from different parts of the world you can see at least one, if not two ghasts at different heights at any given time. That's kind of the goal, to add some more dimension to it. And then in here I decided it was time to build a stables, which took far longer than anticipated. Got split across 2 episodes, and I'm very happy with it. Realistically, I think I should have pushed this wall further back, but I didn't, so we kind of go with it. That is a lot of what I do. It's, did this work? Kind of. Okay, we'll go with it. So what did I do? Okay, so I made it wider because I realised it made more sense to just have one bit going down the middle. I wanted to take inspiration more or less from when I got to see Changing of the Guards and got to watch I can't remember. I think it might have been Blues and Royals swapping with the lifeguards, which if you're not from the UK and in general, if you're not familiar with it, obviously we have the household cavalry. We also have the guardsmen. They all have slight differences in their uniforms. The household cavalry, you have Blues and Royals and lifeguards. One, unsurprisingly, if I remember correctly, wears dark blue. The others wear red. Obviously there is still like red in it, but they swap. I can't remember how long it is between swaps. It's either like 24 or 48 hours. I think it might be 48. Obviously they do have different people will swap on. But yeah, they do a full change of it. And then I don't know how often the guardsmen swap, but you get various different people, and sometimes we get really exciting. We'll have different groups come in to be the guards. I think we had the Gurkhas come in to be the guards a while back. I don't know if they normally do that, but obviously I think a lot of people will be familiar with like the Grenadiers, the Coldstream, and then it's Scottish, Welsh and Irish guards. I can't remember if... fun fact, if you actually look at their tunics, like the bright red ones, you will see different clusters of buttons. So if you just see buttons evenly done all the way down, and it's just like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, that is how you know that, if I remember this correct, that's the Grenadier Guards. And then if you have 2, then a space, then 2, then a space, that's the Coldstream. And then I think 3 all the way down is Scots. And then I can't remember if 4 or 5, I can't remember which 4 and 5 goes to, but one of it's the Irish and one of it's the Welsh. But yeah, that's a fun fact about the iconic red tunics that a lot of tourists like to go see in the UK. Stuff that I learn. So yeah, this build was inspired by seeing like the Household Cavalry Museum. If you do go and see the Household Cavalry, I do really recommend the museum. It is a small museum, but it is a very good one. It has a lot of stuff relating to older versions, and they kind of swap a couple of things in every so often. But you can also, they have like this window bit where you can see through to where the horses are kept. Now obviously if the horses are out on duty, you're not gonna see them, but I think for the most part there's usually a horse in there. We saw one horse and then a bunch of others came in with their horses because for some reason, and I don't know what the historical significance of this is, the horse guards and the lifeguards stand and stare at each other for half an hour. One set of them, whoever was on, I think, are they up at Buckingham? Are they up at Buckingham Palace? I think that must be where they come from. Or somewhere up that way, because they come down the Mall. This shows how much I know. They come down the Mall, and then they come into the horse guards bits, and there's a section roped off. And also the police horses come through, so if you ever go, make sure you listen to what the police are asking you to do, because they're just doing it for your safety and the horses. And then they go and they stand at each other, they stand opposite each other, and they just stare at each other for half an hour. We watched all of 15 minutes of it and then decided to go into the museum. It is interesting to see though, and obviously all their uniforms, and like they have like these armor plates, they're all very shiny and very interesting to look at. And actually that's where I do recommend going in the museum, and this is completely relevant to a Minecraft build. Colour palette, you can see that very obviously, and we'll probably go over it next episode anyway, so I'm not gonna bother. I'm trying to think, was there another fun fact? Oh, other fun fact, you get a short guard and a long guard. I think that's what it's called, but basically it's like depending on whether or not the king is actually at Buckingham Palace. If he isn't, you get a short guard, so there's less of them actually there. They still do it because it's ceremonial. And also tourists. I think that is one of our big touristy things in London, thinking about it. Having that there, because there were a lot of people. I was there on a training course, and we were comparing effectively two museums, one that is like a much newer done museum, one that's a slightly older one. I guess they were like live case studies, I suppose you'd call it. But yeah, that's why I got to go see that, and that's all we have time for the internet, therefore, goodbye. In theory, I will see you all again on Sunday. Hope you have a good week. Goodbye.